A bay window that we thought was open and that we are caught in the middle, a chair that we thought was there but that is not, an ink pen in the mouth on the side of the pen. We all have our moments of great solitude, where we would give everything so that the earth opens up under our feet and swallows us up, so much shame is unbearable. And as long as a camera was filming our moment of glory, then our whole existence is called into question. But don't worry, because foolishness doesn't kill. Here are for our greatest pleasure 15 times when these girls totally forgot they were being filmed. We promise you, it's heavy, very heavy. Here we go. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all notifications and not miss out on any of our upcoming content. When the hairdresser on this show was told to give the Turkish model a killer hairstyle, it certainly wasn't the first degree he had to take it. The concept of this entertainment show, broadcast on Turkish television, is to challenge hairdressers and stylists to transform their model's appearance in front of 3 jurors. And the Turkish model İlyada, unfortunately, had a painful experience. The young woman who was invited on the set left her long hair in the expert hands of a hairdresser who cut it half the length live on TV, something İlyada was obviously not prepared for. The latter, having realized that she had lost 30 centimeters of hair in a single chisel stroke, she immediately started crying in front of the cameras. She then took off her blouse and headed towards the exit of the set, before fainting in the arms of the hostess who was chasing her. After the broadcast of the show, several internet users commented on the reaction of the beautiful brunette, which was judged slightly excessive. Even though the action was for a good cause, the cut hair was intended to make wigs for cancer patients, the model was not ready to give so much of herself. Well, at the same time, to get such a length she had to wait years. It's a real hair terror. It is well known that going under a ladder can bring bad luck. Well, it seems that climbing on it can also bring bad luck. On Tuesday, November 4, 2014, during the TV show Antenna Stars in Romania, the presenter Mihai Morar had the ingenious idea to climb a ladder, held by 2 women. Not that I'm macho or that I doubt the strength of women, far from it, but for the moment, we must believe that the host had sought it that day. Moreover, the ladder will slide and give way under the weight of Mihai Morar, who obviously had a few kilos to lose. It collapsed on the stage covered with shame, and the women, they just had to redo their hair, otherwise nothing very serious. Foolishness doesn't kill, but the fall could have, fortunately, more fear than harm. Has Kevin Donnelly ever been taught how to behave with a woman? And what's more, a very famous woman. In any case, he got himself a monumental pain and he had been looking for it. The journalist Kevin Donnelly was to interview the famous actress Kristen Bell for the entertainment medium The Fix, on the occasion of the release of the movie, The Boss, where she played the lead role. The problem was that the journalist seemed a little too drunk that night, which didn't escape the eyes of the cameras. While he was interviewing the actress, Kevin, who could barely stand up, hit the star's face with his microphone several times, as if he was doing it on purpose. Annoyed, she turns around to leave, but Donnelly catches up with grotesque, "Whoa, baby, wait." The interpreter of Veronica Mars, pushed to the limit, doesn't think long before swinging her hand towards Kevin Donnelly to slap him. Kristen, shocked by her own reaction, walks away, leaving him drunk and dead on the floor. Well, at the same time, he couldn't really stand on his feet that night. Announcer Bernardita Middleton had no desire to wet her shirt, but, due to work, she was challenged to swim in the icy Pacific waters of Reñaca, in the northern region of Valparaiso, Chile, live during a live broadcast. However, the presenter of Good Morning Everyone forgot to buy a strappy bikini, which she needed to avoid the biggest shame of her life. When she finally decided to throw herself into the water, Bernardita decided to dive into the wave, to get out of it without her top. She hastened to fix it, but it was too late. Naughty eyes had already seen everything. Trying to get a good look, the journalist then turns the thing to derision in front of the cameras. Anyone would have suspenders to lend her. If you would like advice for a moment of maximum discomfort, ask Maggie de Block. In this sequence, the Belgian federal minister participated in a session of the Commission for Health and Equal Opportunities by video conference. However, she had forgotten that in video conference, there was mostly visio. The serious discussions of this meeting revolved around the main topic, which was the coronavirus pandemic, involving different actors from their homes. Given the importance and richness of the debates, the commission's session was broadcast live on the LN24 news channel. Although the subject was quite worrisome, one segment nevertheless attracted everyone's attention and subsequently created a huge buzz on the web. Maggie de Block, who had overlooked the fact that it was live, started scratching his nose insistently and rudely. Needless to mention the rush of commentary that followed. And yes, this is what happens when you work slumped on your couch. You don't know where to put your head, or your finger. When we feel a beast sneaking under our dress, what do? Well, it's simple, we take it off. And the fear makes us very quickly forget everything that happens around us, at the risk of even making us ridiculous. The proof in pictures with this presenter of a program broadcast on Romanian television. Indeed, even if we are under the spotlights and in front of the camera of a show with a large audience, nothing can stop us. And it is not the man who helps her who will complain about having a look at the beautiful presenter's underside. The poor presenter later had to take the blame from the viewers, who claimed to have been shocked by what was happening on the screen. The arachnophobes would certainly have understood better.
Au! Au!
Blessed as a pope, you know the expression. But being happy and pope does not take away Pope Francis's human condition. And he didn't fail to show him in front of the camera when a woman violently held his hand and brutally attracted him to her. To escape, he was forced to clap the hand that was holding him, as we would do to a child. After this gesture, we can see the anger on Pope Francis's face, which is totally normal. But no, you can ask anything of the Pope, but well, there are limits and a way of doing things. But fortunately, the reprimanded woman doesn't seem to hold it against him and continues to look at him fervently when the Pope resumes his advance. It's not uncommon for weather reporters to be confronted with embarrassing live situations during their report. A microphone being cut, a fall, an uncontrollable laugh. And when that happens, we try to keep control of the situation, because we mustn't forget that the camera is always on. Something that the presenter of this newsletter has obviously forgotten, as she received a peculiar visit. Indeed, while she was presenting her weather forecast, a crow landed right in front of the camera, hiding the whole screen from the viewers and the hostess. So far, it was not her fault, but the problem is that the woman seems to have suddenly forgotten what she was doing. She started to imitate the bird and enjoy the situation, totally forgetting that a whole country had its eyes on her. Something tells me she must have lost her job after that. After all, isn't it said that the raven is a bird of ill omen?
What should I do? Oh,
He's got you.
come back.
Kiss him.
This is good.
During the Euro 2012 Cup, a woman from the feminist group Femin in Ukraine took advantage of the presence of the competition in Kiev to get into the cup, unveil her breasts and make a lot of noise at the same time. The activist approached, topless, to grab the object, before being quickly subdued by the security guards. The Femin had a few scores to settle with UEFA, to whom they reproached its passivity in the fight against sex tourism, even going so far as to say that UEFA was encouraging sex tourism in the country by organizing a competition that brings together fans from 15 countries, but well, the outfit was not quite adequate for this kind of settling of scores. This one seriously needed to have its suspenders pulled up. In only a few seconds, this woman broke this little girl's heart in her image as a reasonable and mature adult by brutally ripping the ball out of her hands. Not a very sporting gesture if you ask me. But rest assured, the team that hosted the event quickly went to see the girl's father to offer him a ball of the game as a consolation.
Allen Houston, there's a foul ball for her. Oh.
Whoa. Wait, what was that adult lady?
This group dance had everything to please. Pretty girls, wild dance steps, a perfectly calculated choreography, but it was without counting on the famous moment when one of the dancers will find herself without a hair on the stone since she loses her wig when she suddenly lands on the floor. It's so hilarious that it's easy to forget the great graceful gap she made. A dance step to say the least hair-raising. Ah, the confinement, it was not easy for anyone, not even for the French singer Raphael, who must have heard some nice ones. Confined with his wife and their children, the singer one day embarked on a small live show with his fans, during which he had to perform his most famous songs. But it was without counting on the slaughtering mood of his wife, who gave him a nice reprimand in front of hundreds of spectators, in the middle of his live. The poor artist had a bad idea, that day, to settle down in the kitchen to perform his concert remotely. Melanie Thierry, his wife, annoyed by the lack of interest and involvement of her husband, Threw him a gracious live one, but I have to make food, it's been an hour that you're in the kitchen. Ah well yes, the kitchen is made to cook Rafa. Terribly embarrassed, the singer turns the stage to derision, swallows his pride, and still plays 2 little songs before saying goodbye to his fans. Legend has it that she's still yelling at him right now.
Là, je suis en direct sur un truc Facebook, arrête de m'interrompre. Attends, je recommence.
Bah ouais, mais c'est pas 1 heure, t'es dans la cuisine, je veux faire à bouffer.
J'en ai pas pour longtemps, je crois pas. Vous me laissez 2 chansons, juste 2 chansons.
Who said that being a blogger wasn't a risky job? In any case, it is not Natalia Mogilin who will tell you the contrary. The streamer, better known as Twitch Alinity, has not finished talking about her. Not a month goes by without her making the media headlines for a monumental gourd made in front of the camera. Author of major scandals, Natalia has been criticized on several occasions for her inappropriate behavior. For example, the time she threw her cat over her shoulder during live footage, or the famous sequence where she went even further by revealing nothing less than a breast in front of the camera when she wanted to put a pillow under her dress, which was a little too tight for my taste. Of course, everything suggests that it was an unfortunate accident. At least, that's what she claimed in her defense. However, the Miss tried to delete the video before it was released. But well, too late, the damage was already done. Ah, the joys of life. So, what do you think of these 13 sequences you liked best? Which one made you laugh the most? Tell us in the comments the sequence you liked best.